friends, welcome to part 4 of the image search with Unsplash API in React series. So we completed the project here, our cars and all. Image search was working fine, but there is a refactoring which I want to do. See, they're all coming big and there are many other they're coming, they're not of the same size. So in this part we are going to refactor it so that the images comes in a good grid fashion and they look beautiful. So for that, first let move to image list.js file. We are importing a image list.css file which I have already created, and we are going to add a class name image list. I had already written the style, let me copy it. Yeah, this image list is here. Let me save it. Let me explain a bit. See, we are using CSS grid here and grid template columns. This thing means that we are going to repeat each column. It will be autofill, and there is autofit also. I will tell you about a very good link through which you can learn it quickly, and you can also go to my site to learn it in a better way. A longer blog post is there for the same for CSS grid. So min max means it will be at least 250 pixel or 1 FR. This is very good for responsive SS website. So in a desktop mode it will be 250 pixel because it will get the space, but in mobile mode it will be less than 250 pixels, so it will take the 1 FR means one free row, so it will take complete. Grid gap is the gap, and then we're targeting the image and making the width as 250 pixels. So let me go back, and it got refreshed. So let me search for cars. So see, now the images are coming 250 pixels wide, but minimum 250 pixels, and 1 FR is also there. So 1 FR means if you do it like this, this is the mobile screen. So minimum 250 pixel and maximum 1 FR. So minimum the 250 pixel will work. So but it is not looking good. So what we are going to do, we are going to refactor it to look good, and for doing that we are going to use some advanced concepts. So you are going to learn some advanced concept of ref also. Ref is a way to access DOM element in React. See, React works on a virtual DOM. So to work with a DOM element, we generally use ref. Because that virtual DOM only gives React the speed, we generally try to avoid using the DOM, but when we want to use a DOM, we use it through refs. So let us move forward, and what we will do first, we will move this logic, this image display logic, into a different component known as image card component. So let me go ahead and let me prepare it. It is known as image card.js, and it will be a class based component. So let me do RCC, and it should be capital. I have a cool little plugin for this shortcuts, that ES6 snippet. I'm soon going to make a tutorial on the how to install each plugins in React in Visual Studio Code, and some basic setup which I do. Export default image card, and image list, this whole thing. This whole thing, I'm going to move it here, but we are going to receive it as a prop, so it will not key will be image id or src will be image urls regular. This we will receive as a props, which we are soon going to pass. This dot props dot image dot id. Let me take it down. Let me take it down and let me copy this, and instead of img it will be this dot props dot image dot url regular, and instead of this it will be like this. And then after that, let's move back to our image list and use it. Image equal to img, the image which you're getting from above. So this everything will be same. Let me also import it, or it will give error. Import image card from it's okay. Yeah, I have given the name small, but let me change it, because it is not good to have this in a smaller component. Should generally be in a caps letter. So but then I have to change image card also. I'm not doing this. Let it be like this only. So let us see if it is working, or if it is throwing some error. No, it is not throwing some error. Yeah, and we're receiving back the thing, so it is working as it is. So now what we will do, we will use the, as I have told, we will use the ref system. So the ref system, we will go to now image card, and the first thing which we will do, we will add a constructor props super props. After that, this dot image ref equal to react dot create. So it is already auto populating create ref. So we creating a reference known as create. This is the format to create it. React dot create ref, and we are taking a image ref variable. So now what we have to do, we have to add it here like this, ref equal to this dot image ref and then let us see what it's come in component did mount. So component did mount, as you might know, it runs after React component is mounted and it runs only once. Console.log this dot image ref. So let me save it and let me see whether it is working. So let me first open my console. It's a bit small, let me make it a bit large. Then I will again search for cars, hit enter and see we are getting back the reference and we are getting everything in this image that we are doing the console, this dot image ref. So inside this object we have this current and this image contains this everything. So let me expand this also, and the client height, actually we want the height, exactly the height of each of the car. So it can be anything from Unsplash, because Unsplash always keeps on adding images, so the sizes are not fixed. See, each of them have a different size. This is 250, not client height. Yeah, client height is 148. So everyone have a different height. So we want to get that height to add a CSS grid property, which I will show later on, to have these images expands till here. See, I want this to expand till here only, but this should go up, this should go up, this all should go up. So I want that, so that it should look nice. Whatever size of the images you throw on this project, it will show, it will be nice. So for that, let me do one more thing. Console.log this dot image ref dot current is the object, and then after the current, that is client height. So I want to access this, so it will be dot current dot client height. Let me save it and we will get it. Oh, but we got 0 and not the height. So the reason for it is there, that you might have seen that I have clicked. Let me show again. I'm clicking it again. So what it does, it fires a browser event, and that event gives us the height. So here, when we're directly trying to get it, the DOM is not been rendered and we are not getting the height because of that. So to solve this, we have to add a event listener to it. So we'll go back in component did mount. Let me remove all these things because we don't need them anymore, and then this dot image ref dot current, and we are going to add a event listener here. Because it is a reference, we can work with the DOM JavaScript here, because we're getting access to the DOM level element. Event list and load, we'll give load when it get loads, and this dot set span. This is a function which you are going to create now. So component will did mount will do this, add a listener to this current object, and when it loads, it will take it to this dot set span. Now let me create that function, set spans. Let me create an arrow function, and then let me do the console.log here for image ref dot current dot client height. Let me save it now. Again, let's do a cards. Yeah, and now our heights are coming correctly. So now let us move to the I closed it image list.css file. Now what we will do, we will add a grid auto row. Grid auto rows. So it will make each row of 150 px. Means this is the column and this is the row. So it will make each row of 150 px. If let me show you. Yeah, so like this, 150 minimum 150 auto rows if something is not there. So see, this one is cutting, so we are not going to use it like this. What we are going to do now, let us go back to the image card, and here we have to do the calculations in satisfies. So let me remove this also again, and const height equal to this dot image ref dot current dot client height. The same thing which we got from console.log, we are saving it in a variable. Then const span rows. So how many rows it will span? It will be, we are using a math function from JavaScript to round it up, mat.ceil height divide by 150, because we gave the row height as 150, so we'll divide it and the span will be that much. So this is also a bit advanced concept in CSS grid, so you can go through. Let me show you right now. CSS tricks grid, you can search like this. This is the most popular article on the internet, so it is a nice quick guide of what is grid and the different way, and grid auto rows, grid row, and all these things are there. And the easier part, what is 25% means. So this is a handy tool. I always come back to it whenever I am working with grid. So it is very good. And beside this, you can go to my site also, and I have a grid basic course, so which is 8 part. You can come here and go through it. So let us go back to our app now, and so this height divided by 150. So 150 is, if it is 150 by 150, it will give height 1, so the span rows will be 1. Or suppose it is 300, so 300 divided by 150, it will give 2, the span rows will be 2. So you got it. So now I will do this dot set state and spans will be equal to span rows. Oh, I forgot to create the state variable spans, so it will be a this dot state equal to spans, let it first be 0, and then we will update it to the this dot set state, and after that we'll add a sort of inline styles in it. Style equal to, so for inline styles in React we have to give the double brackets, double curly brackets, so grid row end is there, but when we use it here we have to use the camel case row end. It will be let use template, let use backtick for ES6 strings span dollar this dot state dot spans. So this is span is different, this is span is how many rows it should span. So this is like this, so I think we're done almost. Key should have a unique prop. I think this warning, so it is still not good, but I will show you because I have a Firefox Developer Edition, so it has got a very good grid, so it will show all the grid. So this is our image list grid, this image list. I have to click here and why it is not showing? Oh, whatever. Yeah, it is now showing. So you can see the grid system is in work, and I have a complete as I told you, I have a complete blog on that. You can go through it and you can learn what all these things are. So but for the time in, see the 150 pixel 150px what we took here, it is quite big. I don't want it to be 150 pixel each, I want it to be even smaller, so that it spans more, it make the number more. So what I will do, I will make the grid auto rows not as 150 pixel, I will make it as 10 pixel, and grid gap, it is actually gap on the row and column both, but I don't want it in a row, so I'll make it 5 pixel, 0.5 pixel, and grid auto row will be 10 pixel. So and then I will save it, and then I will not divide it with 150, I will divide it with 100, so it will create a small spans, so the chances are there that it will fill it. So let me save it now, and let me close it. Let me again search for cars. See now it is lesser, and everything is fixed. This image list, see now, let it go. I will tell you this thing. See now the spans are small. So this is how the math works, and it brings it closer. So this way, this a bit JavaScript way, you can do anything, you can fix any images, you don't need to worry about the size, and it will show in this nice way. Okay, so I think you learned a lot of React React ref element from here. I hope you liked this series. Thank you.